I came to this place knowing I need to make new friends. Of course, I need to make new friends. Friendship is so healing for the nervous system. Connection is so healing for the nervous system. It drives up oxytocin. It drives the creation of a neurotransmitter called oxytocin. And what does oxytocin do? It calms the nervous system and it offsets cortisol, which is at the root of like basically every health condition and concern in today's global society. So human connection is so important. It's been found that loneliness is like more damaging to your health than smoking like 20 cigarettes a day, which is crazy. So I came to Mexico City knowing that finding friends, finding people that were aligned with me was going to be a really important part of the journey. And then I met Andrea. Welcome to Healing Honeys, the podcast for girls with big dreams trying to balance it all. I'm Louise Rumble, serial entrepreneur, type A overachiever, healing girly, and holistic wellness coach who also once got called the Jesus of modern dating. But let's get one thing straight. My healing era has never been calm. I'm talking savage dating stories, 20 cigarettes a day, daddy issues, an anxious attachment style, and an autoimmune disorder too. Today, I've spent thousands of dollars on healing and therapy, and now I'm here to guide you, love you, and laugh with you as I share my favorite tips, tricks, and rituals that have saved me along the way. With new episodes every Wednesday, expect girl talk, psychology, and the nervous system, as well as love, sex, and dating, wellness, fitness, and a little bit of business and spirituality too. So get in, honey. We are balancing healing, hustling, and life, and the best is yet to come. And if you're looking for ad-free listening or my somatic healing subscription daily devotion, just head over to the show notes. Now, let's get into it. Hi, my honeys. Welcome back to another episode of the Healing Honeys podcast with me, your host, Louise Rumble, in my new little podcasting setup in Mexico City. If you're watching on video, you can see how cute it is. I also put some socks on this time because the last episode I recorded, I have nice feet. I have nice toes. Like if I'm ever in severe financial trouble, which fingers crossed I won't be, I would definitely sell feet pictures. Like they are a really beautiful set of feet. But I'll tell you what is not beautiful is like the way that I do not get to redo my like nail polish enough. It's just like a whole thing, you know, trying to book in Spanish when I don't speak Spanish. And it's just difficult. So basically, the last episode I recorded, I watched it back and I was like, wow, the setup is beautiful. The lighting is beautiful. My toenails, not. So today we have some socks on. Yay. And today we're talking about making friends. So I feel like there could not be anyone better qualified to talk about making friends than me. Because in my time, I have lived in London, I have lived in Dubai, I have lived in New York, I have lived in LA, I have lived in Tulum, and I have lived in Mexico City. And all except one of those moves, I moved to that place on my own. And I think I actually don't give myself enough credit for that because I really think that is actually quite crazy. Now I look back on it. The fact that I just would like literally turn up in these places and either know no one or like one person and then went on to build a life there and to meet some of my very best friends in the world there is really cool. And I think I should give myself more credit for that. And so I am going to share what I have learned about making new friends. And I hate, I mean, I don't really hate anything, but like I hate this belief that just because you're 20, because you're 30, because you're 40, because you're 50, because you're 60, that you can't make new friends at any given moment. My mum is actually the best example of this. So she has a new best friend. They've been best friends for like 1 or 2 years at this point, and they were never friends before. They had like known each other. They were like in the same circles. They really connected one night over dinner, and now they are great, great friends, and they have supported each other through some really amazing times, some really awful times. It literally warms my heart to like know that my mum has a friend like that. And yeah, my mum is 65. So you can do this at any age. Today, I'm going to run you through how I've done it so many times and my top tips. And before we get into it, I want you to just remember if you think it's hard to make friends, more often than not, that is a limiting belief. That is a self-sabotaging belief. Yes, if you're listening to this in New York City, or yes, if you're listening in London, you might be like, no, you don't understand. Like, it's impossible to make friends in New York. I made friends in New York. I know that everyone is on the move there and it's like nonstop and they're like kind of insular. I made friends. I'm still in contact with some people that I met there. So I just always like to challenge you on whatever is a limiting belief. So I want you to really understand that you can make friends at any point of your life, at any place in the world. I have made friends like on my last flight out to Mexico City. I was like stood in the galley on the airplane, and they know me so well on this plane by now that I literally know the cabin crew. I made friends with a girl just like because we were standing there like doing our hamstring stretches in the cabin, and we exchanged numbers, and like yeah, we're not going to be friends for the rest of our life, but like we hung out when she was here, we went for a coffee. You can make friends anywhere. So let's just quickly run through the places that I've lived and the people that I've made friends with. So the first place I moved was Dubai. Do I have any friends that I'm still friends with from Dubai? No, not really. We have like Instagram follows and stuff like that, but no like long-standing friends. The next place I moved to was New York. Do I still have friends from there? Yes, I do. I have an amazing friend called Tori who I just love so much, and we don't get to hang out, but when we see each other, it is beautiful. The next place that I moved to was LA. Now, one of my very best friends in the whole world is someone that I met when I was living in LA when I was like 28 years old, I think. So that was a proof and a sign that you can make friends anywhere. Then Tulum. I've made a number of friends there that I'm still in contact with. Some of them I know are going to be around forever. One of them being Casey. She's been on the podcast before. She's amazing. She now lives in Miami. One of them being Audra, who's one of my breath workers in daily devotion. One of them being Shira, who's my somatic Pilates instructor in daily devotion. So there's definitely people that I met in Tulum that I know that I will stay in touch with for a long time. And now I'm in Mexico City. In fact, before we get to Mexico City, there's also a guy called Nico that I met in Tulum because he's the connecting piece to Mexico City. So here I am. I'm in Mexico City. I'm starting again. I'm starting afresh. This time I've moved with my boyfriend. So it's like easier when you move somewhere with someone, right? Because you just have like someone that you can spend all your time with. But that is also a danger because if you move somewhere with someone, sometimes you don't leave your comfort zone. Now, for better or for worse, my boyfriend's job means that he works a lot. He works in hospitality. He works 6 days a week. And he also has like a rota and a schedule where like 1 week on, 1 week off, he will work from like midday till midnight. So I will be on my own like a lot of the time. So I came to this place knowing I need to make new friends. Of course, I need to make new friends. Friendship is so healing for the nervous system. Connection is so healing for the nervous system. It drives up oxytocin. It drives the creation of a neurotransmitter called oxytocin. And what does oxytocin do? It calms the nervous system and it offsets cortisol, which is at the root of like basically every health condition and concern in today's global society. So human connection is so important. It's been found that loneliness is like more damaging to your health than smoking like 20 cigarettes a day, which is crazy. So I came to Mexico City knowing that finding friends, finding people that were aligned with me was going to be a really important part of the journey. And then I met Andrea. Do you like the way I rolled the R? That is because I am now learning to speak Spanish. She is Mexican and she is friends with Nico. So I arrived and I said to the universe, like, yeah, bring me people that are aligned with me. Little do I know, she did the same. She had said to the universe that she was ready to call in a new friend, someone that really was able to like go deep and was able to like see her and have fun with her and stuff. Ah, ah, who did the universe bring in? Stage right, enter Louise Rumble. So Nico is like my only friend that I know in Mexico City when I arrive. And he says, you have to meet my friend. Let's meet at Club Sorbet for ice cream this afternoon. Okay. First of all, this is jokes. I'm Googling like Club Corvette. I'm like, what the fuck? This place like doesn't exist. No, sorbet. Ice cream, I think that means in Spanish. I mean, you can tell my Spanish is like, I'm not fluent just yet. Anyway, so of course I was going to go. I'm always up for meeting new people. And if someone is someone that a friend says I should meet, then I will always take that recommendation. Because one of my best friends in LA, the girl that I told you is one of my nearest and dearest, I met her because someone told me, you and Alexa have to meet. You guys are going to get on like a house on fire. it was actually her ex-boyfriend. So he's now like out of the picture, but me and Alexa are still very much in the picture. I love her so much. We will be friends for life. I like love her family. I literally spent Thanksgiving with them 2 years ago because it was also my birthday. So yeah, if someone says you should meet this person, you need to A, listen to them, and you need to B, prompt them to set up the introduction, whether that is just you and them, or even better if it's like a three, I was going to say a threesome, not a threesome, a threesome dinner, threesome breakfast, not a threesome in the bedroom. That would be like a loosely awkward introduction. Nico said to me, you need to meet Andrea. And so I met Andrea at Club Sorbet, not Club Corvette. And she was just fab. I just was like, she's fab. She's pretty. She's smart. She's intelligent. She's open. And we had a great time. But then this is the challenge with adult friendships. We finished, we parted ways, and that is very easily and very often where the adult friendship stops in its tracks and does not develop into a real friendship because life is busy. Life is fucking busy. Life is really, really busy. Should I say that again? We're just so busy, aren't we? And it's like, it's hard enough to see our actual friends. It's hard enough to see our actual family. It's hard enough to balance self care with strategy, business with looking after ourselves, wellness with grocery shopping, getting our nails done, going to the gym, deepening our relationships. There is a lot to navigate. And sometimes it can feel like bringing another thing or person into that is like hard. But I truly believe that when you find the right person, it's not hard, it's easy. So that was the point that things could have fallen off with Andrea because if I had not messaged her, if she had not messaged me, it would have just been a lovely experience drinking like sparkling water and eating ice cream on a Sunday afternoon in sunny Mexico City. But I left and I thought she was fab. I don't remember if she got my number off Nico, if we exchanged numbers in the car. Like, I don't really remember what happened. Someone said, let's exchange numbers. And then I texted her and I said, you were so great. I love that so much. We should hang out soon. And she replied saying 100%. And then what did we do? We organized a dinner. We organized a dinner, just the two of us. It could have been awkward, right? Yeah, of course it could have been awkward. Like we didn't really know each other, but we went, we had the best time. It wasn't awkward. We sat there for like 3 hours talking. And let me tell you why it wasn't awkward. Because we both have open hearts, we both have open minds, we both have open souls. And we sat there speaking as if like we had known each other for 5 years. And honestly, we probably like have done, we've probably known each other in a past life. Because I truly believe that when you meet people and it clicks and it feels easy, that you have some kind of deeper soul connection. But we had the best dinner. There was an earthquake. I experienced my first ever earthquake. We ran outside of the restaurant. I trod in dog shit. We were laughing. And then I was like, can I get my phone out and record this? She was like, no, probably not. I wanted to be like vlogging during the earthquake, but I was like, okay, I'm not going to do that. We had the most amazing dinner. Like, I didn't even know what we were eating, but it was so delicious. Like, it just was a very special experience. And that was the beginning of our friendship. But again, it can't just end there. So from that point on, we both made like a consistent effort to basically be like, hey, what are you doing this week? And since then, we have gone to breakfast. We have gone to do an aloe yoga class at Soho House. We have gone driving around Mexico City. We have gone to get bubble tea. We found that we are obsessed with this place called Puni Puni in Mexico City, which does the best bubble tea that I have ever experienced. And honestly, it is expensive, but like we just had the best time. And now we're like, Puni Puni, Puni Puni. And no one else wants to come to Puni Puni except us two. So we go and get bubble tea. And I went traveling. She went to London. I was like, you should come with. She was going to come with at some point. She went to Miami. We're back. And I messaged her being like, I miss you. Like, I miss having my friend here. And she was like, I miss you too. Let's hang out. So she's back. And just today we were texting about getting our nails done because your girl needs her nails done so badly. And we both went to get our nails done individually last time. And when I tell you, we both had a shocker. We both hated our nails so much. She also was in the nail salon for like 3 hours. I was sat at Puni Puni like, hello, are you ever coming? But yeah, so I've just had a really beautiful experience with my new friend, and I'm 36 years old. And I just wanted to tell you that you can make friends at any point in your life. And I just think she's so great. She's so kind. She's so smart. She's so emotionally in tune, emotionally aware. She's funny. She's pretty. She's gorgeous. We go shopping together. Like, she's just a vibe. Oh, we went to eat Greek food once that was so fucking good as well. Like, life is fun when you explore and you have someone to explore with. So I now want to move into my top tips on how to call in friendships. And my first one is that I want you to tell the universe that you want a new friend. I want you to literally call a new friend in because that is what Andrea did before we met. And I also did that as well. And so what happened? Law of attraction. It brought two great souls together that were super compatible on a friendship basis. And we've had a really great time ever since. So before you go to bed, close your eyes and thank the universe. Say thank you for another day. I'm so grateful for the experience that I've had today. Please, I want to open my heart to a new friend. Please bring me people that are aligned with my highest good, my highest interest, with blessings and miracles, that are open minded and open hearted, and that will support me to bloom and expand on this journey. That is all you have to say, something like that. You can say your own version of it, but just tell the universe, like, hey, I want a friend. I would love a beautiful, kind, happy friend that can help me expand. Be clear on the type of friend that you want. Don't just call in anyone and see what happens. So that is my first thing. Be open about it. It's cool to make new friends. You know, we live in a life where it's like people think it's like not cool to like do things, but it's cool to make new friends at any ages. So call in a new friend and tell the universe that you want it. My second piece of advice is tell your friends that you would like to make a new friend because Andrea said that she told her friends she wanted to call in a new friend, and Nico knew that I needed to make new friends. And so he was the one that connected us. And I truly believe that person connecting you is the easiest way for you to make friends. I truly believe that people that know you and that know other people, they will know who you're going to get on well with. They will know who you're aligned with. They will know who you're similar to. They will know who also runs their own business or works in brand and marketing or likes to go to Pilates on Saturday morning. Because obviously, like, Nico's not going to introduce me to someone that like snorts ketamine for fun, you know, like that is not what I have done for many decades of my life now. So tell people around you that you are looking to make new friends and ask them if they have anyone that they think would be a good fit. Because trust me, people know people and everyone wants to bring people together if they are also happy, healthy individuals. Okay, my third piece of advice is you just got to do the things that you love. The other places that I've made friends since being in Mexico City and at any point throughout my life is by going to the gym or going to wellness spaces. So when I was back in London just a couple of weeks ago, I made a new friend in the sauna. She's called Haley. We were talking about wellness. She was a sound healer. That was super cool. And before that, I have made so many friends through the fitness industry, through the wellness industry. Just talk to the person that is sat next to you on a spinning bike when the class is done. Be like, hey, hard class, huh? Or if someone has a dog in the spinning studio, go up to them. Or, God forbid, join a run club. I will not be joining you at the run club. I literally will never be joining you at the run club. That is how you're going to make friends. This is called social wellness. So if you are into these kind of things, whether it's walking, whether it's hiking, whether it's climbing, whether it's music, whether it's embroidery, whether it's pottery, whether it's thrifting, there are groups for everything. Facebook groups, TikTok groups. Your people are out there. There are already communities that you can tap into. And I made a friend at my hot Pilates studio a couple of weeks ago. We haven't hung out since because she went traveling and then so did I. But she was so cute. She was like, let's exchange numbers. We can get dinner and do a class when you're back. And why did she start talking to me? Because she loved my Louis Vuitton like fanny pack, probably like not what you're going to call it, but like fanny pack basically. My like monogram leather fanny pack. She was like, that bag is so cool. And I was like, thank you so much. I've had it for years. I got it for my birthday. I love it. So just comment on what someone is holding, what someone is wearing, if they're wearing a brand that you know, if they're reading a book that you like, if they're listening to a song. I literally will like talk to people in Soho House if they're sat next to me and I hear them talking about something related to me. And what is the worst thing that's going to happen? No one's going to tell you to fuck off. They might just be like, oh, thank you. And then pack up and leave. Like, who cares? You didn't lose anything. Putting yourself out there is loosely scary in like the first 2 seconds, but once it's done, you realize it's not that scary at all. And my next piece of advice, point 4, is say yes, even when it's awkward. There is naturally going to be awkward stages with making new friends because it's awkward when we go on dates, right? When we go on a date, a first date, a second date, a third date with someone that we don't know, with someone that we just really don't know anything about, there might be awkward moments as you get to know each other. But say yes even when it's awkward. Say yes when you want to put your phone down and not text them back. Because if you want to make new friends, sometimes you need to do things that you've never done before. And that might be cold DMing, sliding into their inbox. And it might be replying to their story, being like, hey, I live in the city too, like, want to get a juice soon. And it's okay if they don't reply. I did that to a girl last week. Like, I've discovered this new Studio Legree Pilates here. In fact, I made another friend at the Studio Legree Pilates. So let me tell you these stories. I found this Studio Legree Pilates and I'm so excited because Legree is so friggin' killer. It's called Votion if you're in Mexico City. It's amazing. And I found it and I found a girl that went there and I replied to her story being like, oh my God, I really want to go here. Like, is it good? Would you recommend we should grab a class? She never replied. That's so fine. I went devotion on my own. That's so fine. And what happened when I went devotion on my own? I met the owner, amazing, lovely girl, studio owner. That is my jam. I literally create and have launched fitness studios. We had so much in common. She used to live in Madrid. Her boyfriend was in Switzerland. After the class, I stayed for an hour. She didn't even invite me to stay for an hour. I literally just sat my tush down and like we were talking. And it was just nice. Like she said, next time you come, we should get a coffee. I'm going back on Sunday. I'm actually going with another friend that I met through my boyfriend. So I believe that all of my advice here is converging to prove a number of points, which is say yes when it's awkward, do things alone and ask for connections, do things you love, slide into people's DMs, connect through communities. Like I know that I have people through the Healing Honeys and the previously open house community that have solely met through the podcast, through my community rooms. And then they met at the Sol de Janeiro event. And now they're like literally best friends. They travel to see each other. Like how freaking cute is that? I can't even cope. I love it. Okay, my next piece of advice is show up more than once. Like the first meeting might be good, it might be awkward, but just commit to showing up again. Like sometimes you need to just get to know people and like that comes through like talking and catching up. How was your week? How did that make you feel? Where are you from? How's your family? Like there are questions that you have to ask that feel obligatory, but honestly, with Andrea, I've never felt it's obligatory. Like I've enjoyed getting to know her and I'm sure she probably feels the same as me, but you do have to show up more than once. It's not like you just go for one coffee and then it's like miracle best friends for the rest of your life. No, like you have to show up. And I remember with my friend Alexa, we met in LA. We spent some great time together. And then we booked a trip to Tulum together. So I flew from London. She flew from LA. I remember like we hardly even knew each other at this point. And this is so cute. She bought these like cue cards, you know, like the conversation games. I was like, honey, you do not know me because like I could just talk until the cows come home. We don't need to play a card game. Oh, but like so cute. I can't cope. Anyway, both of us reflected like that's kind of crazy that we did that, but that literally cemented our friendship. That trip, we just had the best time and we realized that like we're both very happy to just like be chill and that we both are happy to go for lovely dinners, but we don't want to snort ketamine. Recurring theme, Louise does not snort ketamine. In fact, I don't even know if you snort ketamine. I literally don't know how you take it. I digress. Show up more than once, do the uncomfortable things, because I promise you, when you are calling someone in and you are being authentically and honestly and openly you, that is when you make real friends. And that is my next point of advice. Point 6, you got to be open and honest and real. So if you turn up on a date and you just put the best version of yourself forward, sometimes it just like takes a really long time to work out like, oh, I'm not actually compatible with this person because they were putting on a show, I was putting on a show. This just like wasn't really that compatible underneath it, because what's compatible in friendship and love and dating and sex, I guess, as well, is like the mess, like the reality and the way that we've all gone through things and we all like different things and we all know different things. And I think with Alexa and I, we both have very similar family units. Like we have very similar family dynamics, like our parenting dynamics, the relationship of the marriage of our parents, the way that dynamic has impacted us. We both have chronic health conditions, the way that we both have chronic pain in our family. There's like so many weird similarities. Again, I believe it's like a soul thing. Like I believe that the universe brings you people that can like truly understand you, and not in all friendships. I only have a couple that are like that, but it definitely brings you closer. And we would never have known that if we hadn't have like opened up and I hadn't shared like, oh, I'm starting a therapy podcast. And that's another thing that brought Andrea and I like much closer, is that she's in therapy and she loves it. And I've obviously been in therapy for years and I'm not right now, but I love it so much so that I started this podcast because my experience around it and about it was so amazing. So my piece of advice here is be brave enough to go deep. Just be brave enough to be you. And obviously don't like trauma dump on the first friendship hang or like the third friendship hang. But someone who's self-aware can like judge how someone's going to react when you start to share the truth of things that you've gone through. And you can see if they're a safe person. You can see if they're able to hold what you've been through and provide you with the love and support. And I could see that with both of my friends that they could do that. And so we opened up, they opened up, together we opened up and we connected. And that was the start of a new friendship. So yeah, as we come to wrap up, I guess I want to like inspire you that like I actually don't really have any friends from school anymore, which actually has like been a bit of a sad thing for me. Like I kind of do regret like moving so far away from them. It's something I've spoken about in therapy. Like I feel like it's a long story as to why that happened and it involved my ex-boyfriend, but I wouldn't say I burned any bridges. I think I just drifted away from people, but I am sad by that. Maybe not actively sad, but I do wish maybe that some of these friendships had been sustained for a lifetime. But what I also acknowledge is that friendships aren't supposed to last forever and friendships come and go. And anyone listening to this from Belfast will know that I was very good friends with a very famous, in inverted commas, Irish blogger back in the day. And we had a very intense friendship when we lived in Dubai. And it was very beautiful and very powerful for the time that we were friends. And then that cycle came to an end for whatever reason. And I think just acknowledge that we're very different people and life took us down different paths. But at that point, we had a lot in common. We were both exiting these toxic relationships and we were both like really going through it and we really connected over that. And we were both a real like space of love and support from that. And, you know, friendships come to an end. Just because you connected with someone doesn't mean that you are the same type of person or that you are going to go on the same journey or that you have the same like morals or values or interests or anything. And friendships do come and go, but I also think it's really important to sustain the ones that nourish you and that support you and that feel right. And I do feel that in my life, like particularly being in, I was going to say a long-term relationship with my friends back home, but that's kind of how it feels. Like it's so hard to maintain relationships and keep up friendships by text. And when I come home, sometimes it's for work and sometimes they only have 3 days in London. Like you really have to wean down your friends to the ones that really matter and be the ones that will really support you when they need you. And I think that's what I've done. So I hope that this episode has inspired you that you can make friends anywhere and at any time, at any age, whether you're my mum's age at 65 and you're going for dinner at the Ivy together and like getting dressed up, whether you're 36 and you've just moved to Mexico City, or whether you're 18 and you're just going to university. You know, I don't believe that you need to have millions of friends. I believe we learn a lot about ourselves through friendships and also the lack of them. But I believe that if you want to be more connected with people around you, that friendships are possible at any point of your life. And hopefully some of the tips from today will align. And the final thing I will say is like, just be yourself at all points of this journey called life. I'm friends with Sarah Murphy, the potent plant that you know that comes on this podcast frequently. I cold DM'd her. Like we literally like are online friends. And then we're now best friends because we've met in person, we hang out. She helped me so much with my health journey. But we would never have got there if I hadn't have messaged her being like, yo, your stuff is fucking dope. I'm obsessed with the stuff that you are posting. Like truly, your content, your brain is amazing. And then sharing that I was going through the most debilitating health conditions like 5 years ago, that I had like the worst phobias, the worst health anxiety, that I was like living in constant chronic pain and I tried everything and I was like so sad and so heartbroken and so alienated. That led to this really strong, powerful friendship where I think I could tell her anything and I know she wouldn't judge me. I know she would be like, that's cool, don't worry, like, let's fucking go, we can work through this. So that feels really beautiful. And I hope that you have that around you. And if you don't, I believe that you can have that if you want to. So Thank you so much for joining me on this little quick fire episode. And whether you're moving abroad, whether you just want to make new friends in your current city, you can do that. There's also stuff like Bumble BFF. Like, I've never used that. But let me tell you, like, when I was dating and going between cities when I was single, I would use Raya. And Raya is a great networking tool. I met people for my business. I met people to date. I think I even met some friends through that. So I would 100% recommend even considering the apps if you want to make new friends. So opportunities are endless, opportunities are everywhere. And if you don't believe that, then that's just one of your limiting beliefs. And I'm also friends with some of you guys that listen to this podcast. So friendships are available everywhere and anywhere. Thank you for joining me. Let me know if you listen to this. Send it to anyone that wants to make some new friends. And remember, if you want to reach out to me, you can DM me. And I love you guys so much. Have a great evening. Have a great day. Have a great morning wherever you are. Have a good day because you fucking deserve it. I love you. Goodbye.